This week, the Land spoke with Primary Industries Minister Katrina Hodgkinson ahead of the second anniversary of the Liberal Nationals coalition government in New South Wales. While the Minister and the government have lost ground in rural New South Wales in recent times across the key issues of water security, land use conflict, native vegetation and regional agricultural service delivery, the Murray-Darling Basin is one where Ms Hodgkinson appears to have found common ground with farmers.
The Murray-Darling Basin Plan is one that I inherited. I've been following it from opposition and I've gained it in government. And I've always said that it's really important that the rural and regional areas of New South Wales are properly looked after, particularly when it comes to the plan. There's a real risk that, that there'll be property inundation. There was a lot of concern in those regional communities that New South Wales was just going to sign off on a plan because the Commonwealth wanted them to. I've drawn a line in the sand. I've introduced a 3% cap per valley per decade on Commonwealth environmental water buybacks. And that's just so that we can do it in a measured way. I've been trying to reinforce this point to the Commonwealth on so many occasions, the fact that, yes, we want to have a Murray-Darling Basin Plan, but we want it to be one that communities can actually live with.
Minister Hodgkinson counts the establishment of the new regional service delivery organisation, Local Land Services, as one of her main achievements. The new organisation will see the merger of the Catchment Management Authorities, Livestock Health and Pest Authorities, and Department of Primary Industries Agricultural Extension Officers from January 2014.
Now, we always knew that this was going to be a huge workload to go through. It would have been very easy for me as the Minister to say, too hard basket, I'll let somebody else do that in the future, but that would have been a very irresponsible thing to do.
Farmers are yet to be convinced of the merits of local land services, and many remain nervous it will lead to a further decrease in public spending on agricultural service delivery.
I think there's a lot of confusion at the beginning of that for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we decided that we'd move forward with local land services, and then we found out that we would have to find some budget savings. So we've been having to go through that awfully hard process of trying to find savings within the DPI budget, and then at the same time we've been moving forward with having to implement the local land services in order to make sure that we've got the best possible regional service delivery system for DPI. And there's been confusion in that space, that people have been thinking, oh, it's job cuts due to LLS, but it's actually not. They're two very separate things.
The Minister is now focused on the remaining 2 years of the term.
I started with the toughest things, and I'm really pleased with the way that they're progressing. I think our 2-year report card was pretty good, and by the end of the first term we'll be ready to take on a whole set of new challenges.